Hi, I'm Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with a piano I'm quite proud to do a video of. I worked on this piano. It's a Yamaha U1 built in 1971 in Hamamatsu, Japan. When it arrived, we saw that it needed some work. I did a thorough action regulation on this piano, including the replacement of loop flanges, and you're welcome to do a Google search for this issue on Yamaha uprights. There's a little tiny thread that holds down a spring that ensures the proper repetition of the hammer mechanism for each note. And unfortunately, on old Yamaha uprights, that spring, the thread disintegrates. The material they used was not good. So that is something I've replaced on this piano. It's kind of a tedious process, but we do the work here on the pianos, all these uprights and grands, to make sure they're going to play evenly and correctly and as they should. And that's why teachers are so comfortable recommending their students come here, especially to get a Yamaha upright. This is a very popular model as a recommendation by piano teachers. U1s are very common throughout the world with good reason, very neutral, not only appearance, but just musically. They're very functional, clear tone, well balanced across the keyboard, very even touch. And when properly worked on, as I was able to do with this piano, they really perform really well, and I really enjoyed playing this piano. I'm very pleased with the way it turned out, and if I didn't already have an upright at home, I wouldn't mind having this in my home. I will disclose that this piano is not perfect on the outside. I did my best to touch it up, but there are blemishes kind of all over the finish. Just spots of wear where the finish was worn away. I covered it up as best as I could with a marker, but if you want a cosmetically perfect piano, this is not going to be it. We happen to have other pianos in our inventory that are in much better condition on the outside with a near pristine cabinet. For a higher price than this piano, we have slightly lowered the price on this piano than would normally appear on a 70s Yamaha U1, precisely because the finish is not as perfect, and therefore you might consider us a scratch and dent special. But everything on the inside is in very good condition. I made sure of it, tuned up really well, regulated very well. It's just a very cooperative mechanism, the way Yamaha, in my opinion, makes their parts. Very consistent, so we get really good results when we work on the pianos. And I'm very pleased with how this piano turned out. It has a tremendously wide dynamic range and a super subtle touch, very responsive and smooth. Another example of why technicians love working on Yamaha and Kawai pianos, both from Japan. Yamaha's known for more of the angular sound, Kawai more of the rounded sound. This one I think is a relatively neutral sounding Yamaha, but if you do play it loudly, as I was able to do here, it has a very bold sound, but playing it very softly, super delicate. I usually test a piano by playing it very softly just to see how subtle can it go, and this one I think was exceptionally good even amongst Yamaha uprights, which in my opinion are already very good with that. This one I think is an exceptionally good example of its kind. Which is why I wouldn't mind having it at home if I didn't already have a piano. So, having said all that, I'll rate the tone a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10. It's, again, depending on how you play, loudly it can be bolder, brighter. Play it softly, you get a very delicate, softer sound. It's not a mellow tone, but it's not especially bright either. It's just not really a harsh sound, it's just neutral. So 5 it is for our tone scale. The touch is on the light side, probably one reason why I like this piano so much. I prefer a light touch myself, but in my opinion, with a Yamaha action that has been properly prepared, a light touch is very much controllable. Just by the way it's all put together, it's very smooth and subtle. And so, if you're like me and you prefer a light touch, I've played on firm touch pianos in the past, like in college and whatnot, and They were rewarding in their own way, but as I'm getting older, I want to give myself an easier time. This is exactly the type of piano I would be looking for, and really super smooth and responsive without being hard on the fingers. It'll be a 4 on a scale from 1 to 10 for the touch, a little bit easier than average, but it doesn't lose at all of the control. It still has all the control that you would expect out of a piano with an even firmer touch. So, really wonderful piano. It does have a middle pedal practice mute, as you would expect on a U1. Not all of them have it, but this one does. Curtain of felt goes between hammers and strings, so the string is not struck directly by the hammer, but only through the felt, making it much softer. It even sounds good muted. I like this piano. Especially good if you have a row house or apartment and don't want to disturb your neighbors. And of course, like everything else we sell, it has a 10-year warranty, all parts and labor, and a 100% lifetime trade-up guarantee. Please ensure that it's tuned twice a year at least by a professional piano technician and keep it in a moderate stable humidity, and you can rest assured this piano will last many decades of musical enjoyment. Just make sure you take care of it. If you want in the future, you can return to our store and trade this piano in for precisely its instrument sales price. That applies to anything else we sell if you should choose a different piano. But again, Yamahas are workhorses, and as long as you take good care of them, I think you'll be able to get many years of enjoyment out of this piano. I know I will be able to. So the trade-in is merely an option once you feel that you are ready to go to a substantially nicer piano like a grand piano. So definitely stop by, try this out for yourself. I think you'll be impressed. You can play this or anything else in their inventory, but if you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email if you have any questions.